So, welcome, guys. So, you have to realize every single day is a new day, okay? So, you always have to be optimistic about your day. And the way I be optimistic in my day is I go into my feelings and I tell my feelings everything that I can in a way that I try to be positive with my feelings. I try to be positive with the world around me. So when I speak words, I try to speak positive words that are going to uplift me every single day. Because when I uplift myself every single day, what happens is I get to a better place. I start really doing things that I want to do. I start helping myself in ways that I didn't help myself before. So in order for me to do anything in life, I have to speak from the feelings. I have to be able to communicate my feelings into the world. And now, even though a lot of people don't watch me, you have to realize I'm trying to get my content on the internet as much as possible and trying to spread my information forward and stuff like that. Because I understand that everything works for a reason. And you have to realize that if you're not working on your mindset, then you're somehow going to accumulate this kind of mindset in your life, and you're always working for something in life. So all that people are working for every single day is to accumulate a great mindset for themselves. And you have to realize that this world is always working for you, and you have to understand that everything that goes on in life is happening for a reason. So you have to understand that you have to reason with life if you want to get further. And now the only difference between me now and me back then is the mindset I've accumulated throughout my life. I found my direction. I found exactly what I want to do in my life. And now I do whatever it takes in my life to be able to do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't do what other people want me to do. I do what I want to do. So whatever happens in my life, I work when I need to work, and I work all the time in my life in some kind of way. So you have to understand that when I'm sleeping, I'm working. When I'm waking up for myself, when I start doing things around my mindset, I'm always working on my mindset. I'm always working on the person I am. And now I understand that I'm far from perfect. You have to understand, everything online that you see from me looks perfect in some kind of way. But you have to understand that my life isn't perfect. You understand? I don't look the best in my life. But you have to realize that I also do look the best in my life. And then you have to realize that, for example, people search for things out of people. You have to realize that people want wisdom, okay? People want a lot of wisdom from somebody. Although, once they get the wisdom from these people, then they go seek for the wisdom somewhere else. You understand? So you have to realize people are always searching for something in life. Whatever it may be, people do want to make a positive difference in life. And you have to understand every single day you have a business, you have to provide something, okay? And you have to realize that when you provide your information, your way of life to other people, then people can understand you, and you are vibrating in some kind of way to help these people in some kind of way. So you have to understand every single day you have to talk it out with yourself so you can understand the better life, so you can understand exactly where you need to be in your life, because you can only do this by speaking words. And by speaking words every single day, you will understand your life, and you will understand exactly what you need to do every single day to make sure that your life is the best it can be. And now, when I speak more words, for example, I understand exactly where I'm going in my life. I can understand what's happening in my life. I understand that what's happening in my life right now is happening for me because I chose it. I chose everything in my life that's happening for me right now. And you have to understand every single day you have to have some fun with yourself. It doesn't mean do drugs, okay? You have to understand you don't need drugs to have fun. And now you have to realize that my way of having fun is making content, making a lot of content in the world, and trying to make something of it. So I'm trying to make a life. I'm trying to make some kind of mindset that other people can get from me so that I can benefit this world in some kind of way. That's what it's all about every single day, is understanding how to do so and understanding every single day how you can put all your experience into words. Okay, so when you put experience into words a lot in your life, you're going to become wiser as a person. So you always have to expand your horizon. You have to expand the person you are. And now you have to realize that nobody forces me to do my work. You have to understand that if they don't force me to do my work, then you have to understand I have to decide to do my work every single day. Because regardless of them, it's what makes me happy. Okay, it makes me happy to do this audio program for you. That's what makes me happy. Do you know, do you know why? Because you have to realize that when I express my mindset, that's everything to me. You have to realize that as long as I can speak my thoughts out into the world and I can give my information to people, I realize that's what makes me truly happy every single day, is always understanding more, always making more common sense, always making good judgments, always understanding more wisdom, always reading more every single day, understanding people's perspectives, being a fun person to be around, being a great person to be around. You understand? That's what it's about. You have to realize everything that I've always done in my life has been for a reason. You understand? So if things are not going the way I need them to be, then of course I'm going to change some things in my life to be able to live the way I want. You understand? So you have to realize that if I don't like something, then I have to change it. But you have to realize that I come from the perspective that I like to do everything. You understand? I like everything in life. And I never want to dislike anything. I just want to do better, and that's how I think about it. So you have to realize that when you think about it in better ways, you can always understand more about what you need to do every single day. And now you have to realize that at the end of your life, what are you going to do? You have to realize that in the end of your life, you have to realize it's only the beginning of life. That life is always beginning every single day. And whatever's moving on from you now is that you have to realize that information moves forward. You know, so you have to realize that when you pick up information from people, you can learn something. You can learn everything from life, understanding some kind of point of view from people so that you can become a smarter person. And now you have to realize that there are people watching me every single day about what I'm doing in my life. You know what I'm saying? And people can see my direction and people can see how I provide service in the planet. And that's the main thing. As long as those people see that in terms of what I'm doing, I understand everyone else can see exactly what I'm doing, because my work and what I do in the world has this effect on everything in life. And you have to realize that my thoughts need to be heard. I have to be heard in life. And the reason I need to be heard is because of my work and what I do. And now when I every single day try to make more content for myself, I try to put as much content as possible on the internet, because this is what helps people. And when I help people in some kind of way to make this world a better place every single day, even if not a lot of people are watching me, you have to realize that eventually someone is watching me. And because somebody out there, even if it's one person who's watching me, and let's say I'm impacting them for the better, you have to realize that because I'm impacting this one person in life, I realize that's what's going to impact the world in better ways. Okay? So even if you impact one person in this life for the better, I promise you that means that person's going to go out and going to do a massive work in this planet because of you and because of something you gave them. You know, so you have to realize that's what you have to understand, that you don't need the whole world to watch you. You just need yourself to watch you. You just need yourself every single day to give content to people so that one person out there can see what you're doing, and then that one person can do something amazing with your work. In a sense, so you have to realize that, let's say I have kids, for example, in my life. I'm going to be able to give them all this content I ever done. And that's me building their real estate. That's me building their mindset. That's me helping them to find better solutions, to find their own mindset, to help them to find themselves in terms of how they can go about life and how I've done it and how they can do it much better than me. And so all I'm trying to do is show you how you can do everything much better than me. You have to realize that's the whole point of passing down information to people. And the more information you pass down to people, the better you get in terms of all walks of life. So never hate to do your content. Make sure every single day you're doing as much as you can so that you can grow yourself the most. And you have to realize I'm always writing quotes down. I'm always writing in my journal. I'm always talking to myself on a daily basis to have a better mindset. And when I find an idea that I can give to people, that's when I give it in a quote. And you have to realize that my life coaching skills have changed a lot over time. And I've been a life coach for 6 years now. And ever since I started life coaching, I've been talking a lot of words every single day. And because I've been talking a lot of words, I found a mindset. I found how I want to live in my life in terms of my mindset. And you have to realize that nothing affects me anymore, because whatever I do, I'm always positive about everything I do. Because everything has a positive nature when you're positive, okay? And you have to realize that you have to get to a stage where you can think for yourself, where you can understand how to think and how you can benefit these people in your life through your thinking skills. So it's all about understanding how to provide something of service to people. So you have to realize that once you provide a service to people and you impact the world in positive ways, then you get paid for it eventually. So recently I got paid $15 for my music career. And you have to realize that I received $15 worth of money for my music that I created in royalties because of the streams on the internet. And you have to realize that recently I got some good feedback about my music and how good my music is doing. And you have to realize also how when I send things to people, when I send quotes to people, anything like that, I always get positive feedback from people about how true my statements are and how good I'm doing in terms of my life coaching content. And you have to realize that that's all positive feedback, you understand? And you always need positive feedback in order to do good. So give money for feedback on your work. Try to actually get feedback from people all the time, as much as you can, so you can understand how you're doing. You understand? But you have to understand exactly how you are impacting people on a daily basis. And then you have to realize that I far out-leveled these people in life in terms of people who are going to school these days and all this kind of stuff, because I'm always in school, I'm always learning. And you have to realize that everyone's on a different road, everyone's on a different journey. And I'm not saying that I'm better than people, I'm not better than people. But you have to realize I'm just better than yesterday. I'm better than the person I was in my attitude. I try to help myself to do better in every single aspect of my life. And because I always seek to do better, I always find better ways of thinking. I always find better ways of skills that I can help myself to grow. And I always give as much content as possible to people, because that's what people want to hear. You understand? People want to hear how good you're doing. You understand? But you have to also show it. You have to show people on a daily basis how good you're doing in terms of your words, being a nice person. Make sure you never criticize people in a negative way. Make sure you never try to talk down people in any kind of way. Never be negative in your words to other people, you understand? Because it comes back around. So what you speak out into the planet comes back around in some kind of way. So you have to realize that those people who may be talking negative to you are talking negative to you because they are a negative person to be around. So don't be around people who give you negative words, okay? People who give you positive words, those are the people to be around, okay? People who are helping this world in some kind of way. You have to be around these people. You have to understand everything's on the internet these days. You have to realize that where you get your information from is who you are. You have to understand that you have to be very careful where you're getting your information from. And you have to realize that you have to go where the information of helping people is. You understand? Something that's helping people in life is where you go. You have to pick out your information in terms of what you're listening to out there. And you have to realize that I have a podcast, for example, that I'm listening to. And I'm listening to the Impact Theory from Tom Bilyeu. And I'm going through all these Impact Theory videos on his YouTube playlist. And you have to realize that I just went also through all of Grant Cardone's Cardone Zone episodes. I went through all of his content on other aspects of life. And you have to realize that I went through Elena Cardone's YouTube channel, for example, and I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot during this time. And you have to realize that it's because when I read something, I start to think better. I start to think better about ideas, about how can I share these ideas with other people? How can I impact the world in some kind of way? How can I make sure I can do better for myself? Because that's the whole point of living life, isn't it? You have to understand every single day you do better for yourself. You have to understand, don't prove yourself to other people, okay? Prove yourself to yourself. You have to realize that once you have to prove it to them how good you are, then they're not going to believe about how good you are, you understand? Because they always want to see more from you. And you have to realize that the only person you must be impressing is yourself. And now, as long as you're impressed in your life about how you're doing, then everything's good. You understand? But if you're not impressed in your life about something that you're doing, then you have to start making changes in your life. You have to realize that life changes around every single day. And life is always changing in information and everything that you have. You have to realize that you have to understand that no matter what, that thoughts change, okay? Ideas change. Everything changes, okay? But the truth stays the same, okay? And you have to realize that the truth can only change when you have more information, okay? When you have more information about everything, then you can understand more of the truth, you understand? But you have to realize every single day, don't try to mislead people. Try to actually give them the best knowledge that you have every single day. Try to always be a positive influence. Try to impact the world in some kind of way. Try to actually live your life the best way you can, and try to expand yourself as much as possible. Try to find reasons to do life in a better way. Yes, and try to have reasons for your life. Try to reason with yourself to live life. Try to understand every single day that somebody out there does care for you. Yes, and try to understand that you must care for yourself in every single kind of way possible, and that you must be impacting the world in some kind of beautiful way. I promise you, that's what it's about every single day, is understanding exactly how to do so and how to practice your content into the planet and how to actually speak your mind. And you have to understand that when I first started out life coaching, I wasn't as good as the individual I am now. You have to understand, yes, thoughts were coming to me, I was speaking words, but you have to understand, I was learning at this slow pace, for example, but now I'm learning much quicker about how to get my thoughts into the planet and how to actually do my business, for example, and what I'm doing. And you have to understand that no matter what happens, you have to realize every single day of my life, I'm always trying to do better for myself. So I'm trying to read more every single day. I'm trying to speak more words. I'm trying to find better ways of thinking. Okay, try to always share this information around with people online. And you have to understand that's what it's all about. Every single day, try to go the freest way possible. And you have to understand, lay low. You have to understand it's not about being famous. I promise you, you have to realize that the best people can say about you when you're famous is that you're a saint. You understand? That's the best they can say about you. You have to realize everything else. You have to realize that there's always going to be someone against you in life. And you have to realize that people are not against you, okay? But you have to realize that nobody's against you, okay? But the thing is that somebody out there always is going to have maybe some type of misinformation about you. You understand, about how you were and how you treated them, for example. You have to understand, yes, you made mistakes. Maybe you weren't the best person to be around. But make sure that you prove it to yourself now that you can do much better than before, that you can actually become a better attitude than before now. And you don't have to prove this to those people now. You have to understand, don't prove how good you are to people. Prove it to yourself how good you are. You understand? Prove it to yourself first. And you have to understand that when you prove it to yourself, then share all the good around in the world. That's all you do, but don't try to prove anything to anybody else. You have to realize every single day, prove it to yourself that you can do better, that you can actually understand more about life, that you can do more content than ever before, that you can actually live your life the best way you can. You understand? And you have to realize that's what it's all about. And you have to understand every single day, you have to understand to make a difference. Make the best difference possible in life, and try to always benefit people. Try to give them benefits. Try to help people in some kind of way to be fruitful, to have something, of your knowledge so that you can benefit this world in some kind of way, so that you can give as much as possible, so you can see exactly how you're impacting the world and how you're doing in life. That's what it's all about, is every single day understanding, every single day more and more, but understanding exactly how to do things, how to actually go about life, how to actually live your life, for example. And you have to understand that's what it's all about, is understanding, always understanding about life, understanding common sense, understanding good judgment, understanding what you read and how you read it, understanding how you're impacting this world in some kind of way. And you have to always understand, always make a positive impact, make the best impact possible. And every single day, just always be on your toes, be moving around as much as possible. Try to actually be the happiest possible every single day. Try to make a mindset for yourself. Try to make a mindset that is a great mindset to be around. And that's the whole point of living life every single day, is understanding how to expand yourself as an individual, and understanding every single day that you have to always deliver content, okay? Delivering content on a daily basis, being consistent with your social media profiles, uploading as much content as possible, making as much content as possible, and trying to live your best life, you understand? That's all it's all about. And trying to get the information, try to get all the information you can on how to live the best life possible. You understand? Try to have a winning mindset. Try to have something that you can always be grateful for in your life. Understanding more and more every single day, understanding how you do things, knowing yourself, but also not knowing yourself, so you can learn how to know yourself. And you have to understand every single day, just be the best you can be. I promise you, that's what it's all about, is always understanding everything that you can do. And so every single day, you always have to understand that no matter what happens in your life, always have the best impact on yourself, and try to always have the best mindset possible. Try to read about the best mindset possible. Try to always read about thinking skills and critical thinking skills, and how to be more confident, and how to live your life better and better and better. And try to always understand how to be empathetic, and try to understand other people and where they're coming from, and try to understand exactly what their work is and how they do things, and try to get their ideas. Try to get people's ideas all the time, because ideas make you rich, and the more you have ideas and the more ideas you do in life, the richer you are as a person. So you have to realize that money doesn't make you rich, but information does. You understand? You have to realize that money has a limit, okay, to it, but wisdom never has a limit, okay? You have to realize that you only have so much money in life, but you have wisdom that's unlimited in your life. And you have to realize, if you stick to the wisdom, and you only stick to the wisdom in life, you'll find all the richness in life that you ever want in your life, which is good judgment, common sense, knowledge, understanding. You understand? That's all you have to understand, is just have a greater understanding about life, and try to give this information to other people. Yes, and that's what you have to make in your life. You have to make something come true for your life. The same way I made this audio program come true for you. You understand? But you made this come true for you, because you are the one that is searching for this content. So what you search for is what you get, and what you seek you shall find. And you have to realize that every single day you seek for more, you're always going to get more. And you have to realize life is very powerful in everything, and you have to understand everything about life as much as possible, so that you can understand how to be your person, so you can understand how to be your own unique individual. It's about being unique. It's about standing out. It's about understanding how to stand out, and understanding how to brand yourself. Look at how I brand myself on the internet, and try to do something similar in your own way. And go look at my Instagram and how I brand my photos, and how I use my younger photos of myself to show the people how to fashion photos and how to do this. Even though I'm a bit older now and stuff like that, you have to realize I still promote my younger photos of myself, you understand? But the thing is that I try to make a photo here and there of myself in common format, in terms of how I look today and stuff like that. I try to always provide information that's updated about me as much as possible. So sometimes you may see a photo of me where it's actually how I look today and stuff like that. You understand? So you have to realize that the mindset you have is everything. You understand? So when you have a positive mindset, nothing can stop you. You understand? When you are always learning and growing, you're unshakable. Nothing can shake you when you're always learning and growing. And then when you're always interested to learn about anxiety or mental health issues or any type of problems out there, you learn about it, you solve it for yourself, you try to solve everything for yourself, you try to solve life and you try to solve the mystery of life. I promise you, that's what it's all about. That's the work you need to be doing. You understand? You have to understand every single day you're just trying to make a greater mindset for yourself. You understand? Make that your work. You understand? Make having a greater mindset in life your work and try to give this information to other people. I promise you, the more you do that, the more you're going to find common sense, the more you're going to live a great life, because you're always searching for the great life. So that's what's going to happen, and that is what you're going to attract in life, because when you search for a great life, you have a great life. You know, so what you search for is what you get. So in my phone, I have on my wallpaper, I have wisdom. Okay, you have to realize as my goal in my life, the only thing that I seek for is wisdom. You understand? I never seek for anything else other than wisdom in my life. And when I seek for wisdom, I always get the wisdom. And then I give the wisdom as much as possible to other people. And that's what makes me a wise person, when I give it to other people, you understand? Because I have it, so I give it. And when I give it, I make something from it. And I build this audio program. I build also YouTube profile, all these social media things that I'm doing in my life and stuff. And I'm always trying to be positive about my life and trying to always give as much as possible from me into the world, because I want to be a generous human being. I want to help people in some kind of way, and I want to make a difference. I want to make some kind of difference. I want to have a purpose in my life, and that's why I do what I do, because I'm always seeking for a better purpose. I'm always seeking for something more in my life. And the better purpose I have, you have to realize the better my life as well. You have to understand. So where I am today is always where I've always been in my life, which is wisdom. And you have to realize that I'm always trying to now give as much as possible. I'm trying to live my life the best way I can, so I can always understand more and more and more. But that's what life is. Life is just understanding how to get from point A to point B. Yes, and you have to understand how to get from point A to point B. But you have to speak words for it. You have to understand, you have to feel it. You have to be in your feelings. You have to live in the present moment to be able to understand how to overcome situations and how to overcome adversity in your life. How to actually live in the moment is the best thing that you have to understand as well. And you have to understand that no matter what, you just have to always go around searching for wisdom, searching for ways of knowledge, and seeking perspectives from everything in life, because that's how you actually understand exactly who you are. And so the more you actually understand knowledge in your life, the more you can understand how to give it, and the more you can understand how to share everything that you have with other people, and then make something come true for yourself. Everyone's trying to make something come true for themselves, you understand? And you have to realize everyone's trying to make a positive difference in life. And you have to realize that everyone's good, you understand? And even if they're not with you, and even if they have misinformation about you, they're still trying to, let's say, help the world in some kind of way, you understand? So you have to realize that life goes on, and people move in and out of your life, and people move away from your life. And you have to realize that you just have to go searching for more, you understand? Search for wisdom, and search for the wisdom in things. And then once you do that, then everything comes into equation, you understand? Everything starts to make sense much more about how you're living life, and how you have this indestructible mindset that nothing can break you, nothing can shake you anymore. Nobody can tell you what to do and how to do it. You understand? You have to realize everyone can tell you anything they want, but you have to really understand that nobody can force you to do anything. You have to understand only you can force yourself to learn. Only you can force yourself to grow, and only you can force yourself to become what you want to become. And you have to realize that the wisdom I have is also the wisdom other people have, and everyone has wisdom in different ways. So those people that are utilizing their wisdom and giving it to other people the most are the people who are going to succeed the most. You understand? Because they're the ones who are always sharing information around, and they're sharing their own information. They go and study life, for example, and because they study life and they become life coaches, and now you have to understand, they study all this information, for example, which is what I do as well. And then I give as much as possible all this information from my life. And because I give a lot of information from my life, I start to form a perspective. I start to form my own mindset. I start to become someone in the world. I start also to manifest my dreams. I start to speak words into the planet even more. And because I'm actually always manifesting my life every single day the way I need it to be, then I understand nothing has control over me, because only I allow what I allow in my life. But I allow everything to happen, yes, and as much as possible. I never try to deny what I do. I never try to deny anything about my life. I try to allow it. I try to accept it. I try to move on with it, and I try to also learn from it as much as possible. And I try to give this information to other people. And I understand I have a lot of information to give every single day. And that's why I'm always making quotes. I'm always making content come true from my life. And I'm always reading as a person, because I always have to feed my mind with new perspectives. I have to feed my mind I have to grow as much as possible. So every single day I'm always growing as much as possible. That's what I do on my daily basis, and that's what I do in my daily life. And because I grow in any kind of way that I can, I understand every single day that's how I always manifest whatever I want in my life. And everything that I am, for the sum up of all that I've thought about, and everything that I am now, is the mindset I formulated. You understand? And the mindset I have now is indestructible. I promise you, nothing can touch me. I promise you, I have a very smart mind. And because I have a very smart mind, I understand exactly what I'm doing. I understand also exactly where I'm going in life. And I understand how to get to a better place in my life and what I want to do with my life. You understand? Because knowledge is driving me to do everything. You understand? And because knowledge drives me to do everything, then that's what I do. You understand? Because everything that I made common sense about in my life is the mindset I have today. And because of the mindset that I have today, this is why I'm like the way I am. You understand? Because it's the mindset, it's not my actions. I promise you, my actions are different to my mindset. You understand? You have to realize everything is mindset. You understand? Even the actions that you have is a form of mindset. You understand? But the thing is that, for example, because you have to realize that even though I do something with my actions, it doesn't necessarily think, I never think about it in that kind of way also. And you have to realize that it's much more that nothing can touch this sacred place in my heart where I am, even though I do something that's contrary to what I think, for example. You understand? So you have to realize that when I do something different to what I say, I'm always learning, I'm always growing. But the thing is that I understand exactly what I'm doing. You understand? I understand it, and that's why, because I understand it, I understand how to get to a better place, even though my actions speak louder than words, and even though my words also speak louder than my actions. You understand? So you have to realize that that's all I'm trying to say, is always explain things to people as much as possible. And when you explain things as much as possible to people, I promise you, people can understand exactly what kind of attitude you have in life and how you're impacting the world with your attitude. You understand? Because that's all it is. You understand? So every single day, understand more about life and understand how to get yourself from point A to point B. And then you have to understand also how to give information to other people, and how to do that. You have to learn it. You have to understand how to grow with it. And you have to understand, you have to learn how to be your own mindset. You understand? Be your own perspective. Search for the wisdom inside of you and try to give as much as possible to other people. Don't try to keep it just for yourself. Try to always give as much as you can of yourself, in words, in money, in everything. Try to give as much as you can into the world, because it always has a nice and beautiful impact in the world when you give it to people. But when what you hold for yourself only can have a detrimental effect. It can have a detrimental effect on you if you don't give it to other people. You understand? Because when you share what you have in life, it's generous. It's always rich to share information around. In a sense, so never be selfish with your information. Try to always give your information to other people as much as possible, and that way you always make riches. You always make the millionaire mindset. You always have everything you ever dreamt of because of the wisdom you now have. You understand? And you have to understand that baby that's just born today is just as rich as anybody else. You have to understand that. So every single day, no matter what happens, try to always compare information with other people. Try to compare everything with information and try to understand information. Try to understand it. Don't just compare it. Try to understand the information that's being said to you and try to understand exactly what you speak about as well, so you can make work from it, so you can work on it, so you can work out the knowledge for yourself, and so you can keep working in life, so you can understand how to actually benefit this world. Yes, and you have to understand that's what it's all about, is always understanding how to actually impact the world in positive ways, how to actually do your work every single day, how to always understand how to feed knowledge into people, and how to always understand how to do so. And you have to realize that's all about understanding how to grow and how to actually lead your life into the best way possible, and understanding how to actually do that for yourself. And every single day, just understand that no matter what happens in your life, always have the best impact. You understand? Have the best impact on everything that you are. Try to actually always grow as much as possible. Try to live your life. Try to actually teach people the mindset that you have. Yes, and try to teach people as much as possible in life. And that way you always understand exactly how you became something even greater because of everything you've done. Yes, and that's how you have to understand that no matter what, that you have to do more all the time. And the more you do, the better for you. Yes, and so always create more. Try to create as much as you can every single day. Expand your horizon. Try to understand how to pause and reflect upon your life, and try to give this to other people as well. Yes, and that's all you have to understand about understanding everything about life, and understand every single day that the more you understand, the better your life. And you have to always understand more and more and more. You understand? You have to push yourself to grow and to actually manifest everything of your dreams that you ever want to manifest, and put it into wisdom, and try to understand exactly what you want and how you want to achieve it. And then once you understand that all you want is the mindset for that, and that all you really want is the wisdom of that, and that's that. You have to understand. And once you make the wisdom of it, then you've achieved it already in your heart. You understand? That's all you have to understand. You have to believe it, that you've achieved it, that you already have it in your life. You understand? Because it's just the wisdom that you want. You understand? So every single day, that's all you have to understand about achieving all your goals and all your dreams. You understand? Because once you make the wisdom from it, and that's exactly what you seek. It's not that you want to be in the future. You don't want to be in the future. You don't want to do anything other than this moment. You just want to be in the moment, making wisdom come true for your life. And the more you actually make wisdom come true for your life in the moment, I promise you that's all you actually need in your life. You understand? Once you make the wisdom of everything much more and more and more, you become much more into the person that you need to be. You make a greater attitude from it. You get new ideas now, and now it shapes you into a better person. And you're always getting better information anyway. And because you're getting better information, that means you're going to become more updated about everything, and you're going to live a great life now because you have updated information about everything. You understand? And you have to always update yourself. You have to always understand, when you read more, you always update yourself around what's going around the world and what's happening around the world and stuff like that. So you have to realize that the world is in your hands. You understand? The world is your oyster. You have to understand the world is in you and in how you speak life. You have to understand, make your world good. You understand? Make your world a good world. You understand? To be in. Try to have happiness in your world. Try to understand where your happiness is. Try to locate your happiness, and try to always use your happiness to help other people. Try to show people how happy you are also. You understand? Because it has a positive impact in the planet. So every single day you have to understand that if you impact one person in this life, then you've impacted everyone in this world. You have to understand that. So you have to understand that no matter how many followers you have on the internet, or no matter how many people are liking your content or sharing your content around, no matter what, you have to realize that if you're impacting one person in this planet, you're impacting everyone. You have to realize that's how it is. So information goes everywhere, you understand? So you have to realize no matter how many people are watching you, just keep going. Keep pushing your content into the planet. I promise you, someone out there is watching you. You understand? And you're having some kind of impact in the world. And that's what you have to understand about that. So you have to understand that's how you actually grow. That's how you actually help yourself to live a great life, to understand more, to live more, and to cherish yourself more is everything. You understand? So understand every single day, always do the best you can. And you have to realize how I've evolved over time. My voice, my tone of voice has changed. And you have to realize also I've become wiser as a human being. And because I've become wiser, that's my happiness. That's where my happiness is, in the wisdom that I now have in my life. And I'm happier now than I ever was in my life. You understand? I'm happier now than I ever was. And you have to realize because of the wisdom I have now. You understand? Because of the wisdom I have now, it's made me a happy human being. And that's why I do what I do. You understand? Because of the mindset I have. And you have to realize that I don't have a destructive mindset, because you have to realize that in my life, I don't look at it that way. I don't look at it as me being destructive. And you have to realize that I always understand that because I look at it in positive ways, I'm always understanding to learn from it, to grow from it in terms of whatever I'm going through. And I never seek to be against my mindset. I never seek to be against my conscience. Yes, and I seek to never be against my own knowledge. And I seek to go with it. I seek to flow with my knowledge. I seek to give it to other people as much as possible. And this is what makes me happy. Yes, and so everything that you've understood about this audio program can be recapped into one word, and it's just knowledge. Yes, and knowledge is everything. And those people who understand knowledge are the people who are richest in life. And you have to understand, now I understand exactly what richness is. I promise you, richness is just about mindset. It's about the mindset you've accumulated in your life and how you think on a daily basis. Probably nothing else is richness except that. You understand? So every single day, the more you can think, the better. But the better you think, the better you are. You understand? You have to realize the better you think. It's not about more thinking as it is better thinking. You understand? You have to better think your life. You have to understand to always be better thinking. You understand? Always be someone who's always in a better way of being, better way of state, or being everything in your life that can help you to move forward. You understand? And you have to understand that whatever's helping you move forward now is you. And you have to realize that you are the only one in your life that's sharing information in this world. You understand? So you have to realize that everything is you. You understand? So you have to realize every single day that the more you impact yourself in the world, the better you are. You understand? That's how it is. Everything is one in life. And you are in other people, and other people are in you as well. You understand? So everything is a reflection of you in this life. The mirror that you look at in life is everything. And you have to realize everything that goes on in life happens for you, and happens for other people, and happens for everything. You understand? So no matter what happens, try to be a positive influence. Try to, every single day, do the most content you can. Try to actually expand as much as you can. Try to feel good as much as you possibly can. Try to actually have a great life. Try to understand much more about everything that you can do in this life. You understand? And that's how you understand much more about this mindset that I've given you in this audio program, but also about how you can use it to help other people. And you have to realize if you're not trying to help other people, then what does that make you? How does that make you a good person to be around if you don't want to make other people great, or if you don't want to help other people to do better? I promise you, how does it make you a great person to be around if you don't want to help people? Yes, and so you have to realize, try to help as much as possible, and this is what makes you a great attitude. Yes, and so anybody who has a great attitude tries to help people. You understand? And that's what you have to understand. So every single day you understand more and more about life when you understand how to live life, when you grow yourself, when you understand how to do something more for yourself, and try to treat yourself to dinner. Try to go somewhere, have dinner for yourself. Try to be with yourself. Try to be present in the moment. Try to be alone as well. Try to be away from people. Try to go to people. Try to give them wisdom sometimes as well if they need it. You understand? So you have to realize don't try to give your advice to people if they don't want it. You understand? Try to understand. Try to give everything online. This is where I go to. Everything that I go and do in my life is I teach people online as much as possible. And those people that want my mindset have to come to my YouTube channel, have to come to my social media profiles to understand my mindset. And that's that. You understand? So every single day you have to understand, always make the best impact in life. Try to understand every single day how to do things, how to live your life according to the best kind of way in your life. And just speak words through it. You understand? Speak words through it, and that's how you get through it. You understand? So what you do today makes a positive impact in life. You understand? Because you're still living, and you have to realize that everything that you do in this life is to help other people. You understand? Because that's everything. That's what gives you purpose. That's what helps people to manifest dreams. That's what helps them to become rich. You have to be working for the universe. You understand? In some kind of way. So every single day, shape your life into the individual that you want to be. You understand? Try to impact as much as you can yourself into a better way. Try to always go the better way. Try to understand there's always a better way. You understand? Than what you're doing. You understand? I promise you. So you have to realize every single day, no matter what happens, every single day, live your life the best way you can. Understand no matter what happens, that everything's working for you in life, and that you can always make a positive difference.